Good evening, everybody.
Hey.
So, this coming January, when we're all standing out here in 10-degree weather and the wind's blowing, and we didn't notice it was blowing at home, remember this evening when it's 80-some degrees and the wind's blowing nice. You got to take the good with the bad. So I'm going to introduce Andrea Eisgruber. I asked her how to pronounce her name. You guys know how great I am at that.
Pronounce it Bernard.
Eisgruber. In a minute. But I wanted to take my time to tell you why I invited her here in the first place. Those of you that have been in running for a long time have probably had conversations with people that tried to convince you that running is bad for your body. Has anybody had those conversations?
Everybody says it's bad for your knees.
Yeah, so, but what the more recent studies say is that lifelong runners actually have less arthritis than normal people, the average person. So running is not inherently bad for your body. The challenge we have is that we run on bodies that are misaligned and misfunctioning in some way. And that happens is because our lifestyles don't align with the way our bodies were meant to be used, right? Our body was actually designed to be in motion, but we don't use it that way most of the time. And so we spend our days doing all these things that promote misalignment and misfunction, and then we come out here on Tuesday evenings and run on that misaligned body. And that's what causes the problem. And that's why I've sought out resources for you to try to counteract that. And the best methods I've uncovered is the Wharton methods, right? The things that I promote actively to you and suggest that you do them routinely. But there's two things that I found over time. One is some people aren't going to do it no matter how much I promote it. And that's understandable to some degree because we all have a limited amount of time to invest. For me personally, the way I've made it work is that I've not changed my routine at all. It's just what used to be evening time in front of the TV is now evening time on the floor doing all my routines that I need to do with the TV on, right? So my routine hasn't changed, but what I'm doing with my time has. So finding the time is one issue. The other is no matter how much preventative work you do, there are times when you're going to get injured. It's likely to happen at times. And so I've spent a lot of time trying to find resources locally that you can go to when that happens. And so recently I was introduced by email to Andrea. And during June, because I had extra time, we set up a meeting and I went to meet with her. And a few things impressed me. The first thing that impressed me is that what I saw first had nothing to do with physical therapy, everything to do with wellness promotion, right? Pilates, yoga. She's promoting wellness when she makes her living treating people that aren't well, which is really good. The other thing I was really impressed with is when I said the name Phil Wharton, she knew who it was. So what I wanted to do tonight was introduce you en masse to Andrea, invite you to take advantage of what she offers to help keep you well, but also give you immediate resource when you need to see somebody because you've got something nagging, or worse, an injury that's developing, and you'll have a resource that will not only help you get better, but understands all the emotional trauma that you're dealing with while you're trying to get better. because she runs and she understands us, which is unique, right? So anyway, without further ado, Andrea. And you have to stand in front of the camera. She's a little nervous about the camera.
Well, hi all. I did not know that I would have to stand in front of this, so my heart is like speeding right now. So I apologize if I'm nervous.
Joe, let it out.
So I wanted to just at first say thank you to you. He kind of went through how we met and everything, so I'm not going to go through all that again. The big things that I wanted you guys to know is that I'm not going to put anyone down, and other things that you've done before or tried. I do think when we run, we all have the same kind of mentality of, I have to run. I don't care if it hurts. I don't care. I need to run. And I think as a runner, I get that. But also as a PT and a person who has a background in pathology, I do know when it's important to stop. But then again, as a runner, I know that it's hard to stop. So I really, since I've graduated, I've spent a lot of time for the past 10 years now. A lot of my work has been with runners and trying to come across ways to help people modify, as opposed to just stopping. Because I know when we can't run, we go crazy. So that's the first thing. One of the things that kind of led me to the Pilates was, finding a way to modify and still work on myself while hurt. One of the things that is kind of all the buzz right now, it's called core endurance, and I'll give you a little bit of a scenario. So people, they often go to a gym. They work their arms, they work their legs, they do a little cardio, and at the end, if they have time, they do a few crunches, and they're like, I worked my core, which you did. But for runners and people who run a long or longer distance, you really have to have the endurance of the core. When that falls apart, that's when hips are not good, knees are not good, and that's when things get hurt. I am a firm believer in things all start at the core, and then there are people who believe things all start at the feet. Either way, you work up your chain. Things are wrong. So I promote that. I promote the wellness because I know what it's like to be hurt. So one of the things that I wanted to just present to you guys was that we're going to be doing a workshop soon in about, 2 weeks now, I think it is. And it's Pilates for runners. So if you guys would like to come, we have room for, I think, 12 people. And if there is a lot of interest, we'll do it again and again and again. But I would love for you guys to just come in and see the benefits for people who haven't tried it before. And then also, if you can't get to that, there's also, we have a regular a schedule too of, I think, 8 classes throughout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That was in the handout, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, in the handout, all that information is there.
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions or anything, you are free to contact me. You can raise your hands. Now if you want. I don't care. Yes.
As a PT, do you offer dry needling?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm working on it.
What was the question?
Yes.
Dry needling.
Dry needling. Okay.
Yes. It is painful, but no, I'm actually I'm in the process of that now. So yeah, but I do offer IASTM. I don't know if you know what that is, but yeah, I do that too.
The Pilates for runners, are you going to be teaching it, or is Erin teaching it?
Yes,
okay.
She's teaching it, yes. She's going to do the first one, and then we'll see how it goes, and if there's a lot of interest, then I might teach one, or we'll just have to see how it goes.
And just to promote Erin is a very dear friend of mine. We've been going to the gym together for many, many moons, and she's a great instructor, so I highly recommend her.
She is, yes. Yep. Did you guys guys have any other questions right now?
Do you have cards that we?
I do, yeah. I have some over here. I didn't know if you guys wanted them or not, since you have to like go
Get 'em at
out.
the
I
end.
don't know. But yeah, yes, I do. Yeah. So I appreciate
Any
this.
other
It was great.
questions?
When is the Pilates for Runners going to be?
2 weeks. 2
July
weeks from
24th.
tomorrow, I think. Yeah.
Where are you located?
Where is it?
Oh, I didn't tell you guys that either. So actually, I'm about a quarter to half a mile up the road here, right off of Magna.
Yeah, so if you
Just
go
that
out,
building right there,
Yeah.
take a right turn, and that newer complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to,
Yeah, there
to
you go.
clarify, it's Wednesday, so you don't have to miss Tuesday. The 27th at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
right? And it's just $10 for the class, so well worth it. And that's the other. Your classes are a fee per class, right? So
Yes.
you don't have to overly invest,
No.
to see if it's something that might be helpful for you or not.